Hey guys, did you know in Jujutsu Kaisen the first kanji Ju means to curse, but no one tells you it used to mean to bless? Did you know the right part of this kanji is actually a male sorcerer kneeling on the ground and casting a spell? So, what's on the left? A square, a circle, a mouth, or something about curse? In this episode, we will dive into the hidden story of the dark Chinese character, Japanese kanji, Ju. One Chinese character, one story. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Joe. Today's Chinese character Kanji comes from Jujutsu Kaisen, a Japanese manga and anime created by mangaka Akutami Sensei. And the Chinese character we're diving into is the very first kanji in the title, the first two letters, Ju, as in Jujutsu, 咒术, curse technique, or sorcery. You can also find it in the Japanese horror film series Ju-on. It's a dark kanji that means to curse with a history far beyond the anime. The first time I saw Jujutsu Kaisen, I thought it was an anime about Japanese martial art, which is also called Jujutsu. Then I saw the name in Japanese kanji, and I started to realize there was something more going on. However, I didn't even recognize the first kanji Ju, because Japanese keeps its original written form from ancient Chinese characters. But in modern Chinese, we write this kanji like this. This Chinese character is pronounced zhòu in Mandarin Chinese. It has the same meaning as kanji Ju, to curse, but the square is moved onto the top. It almost looks like a face, two eyes and a stretched mouth, kind of like the mask from the movie Scream. It looks creepier than the original form, right? But it's just visually scary, and the original one, which is used in Japanese, actually tells a different, darker story. Now let me tell you the story behind this kanji. Ju is not just a random Chinese character that means to curse. It's like a picture. It's telling you the story about curse by its visual form, or as we say, Chinese characters are logograms, so you can tell the meaning just by its shape. Let's break it down and go back thousands of years in ancient China. In Chinese oracle bone script, this kanji was written like this: a circle on the left and a person kneeling on the right. You can see his head, body, and legs. What is he doing? To answer that, we need to figure out who he is. Did you notice? I said he. That's because the right part of it is also a Chinese character, xiong, which means elder brother. Even today, in Korean, men still call their elder male friends hyung. It's from this, xiong. Back in ancient China, family religious rituals were usually led by the eldest son. So xiong was the character used to represent these male ritual leaders. They need to kneel on the ground with their mouths open upward and speak to the heavens and the divine. Here's another question. Where is he praying? And that leads us to another Chinese character, Zhu. This character is very common. You can even find it in emoji. It means celebrate, congratulate, worship a god, and make a wish. In other words, bless and pray. It's a positive and meaningful Chinese character, Zhu. And if we go back to ancient China, this character had another meaning, a male sorcerer. Not just because it comes from xiong, the elder brother, the ritual leader, but because the left side shows us where he is praying, a sacred altar. The two horizontal lines on the top mean heaven or the divine. The three vertical lines below stand for the sun, the moon, and the stars. A male sorcerer is praying at an altar, praying for a blessing. This is what the character Zhu is really showing us. But what if it's not an altar, but something darker, something unholy, something cursed? And that finally brings us to today's character, Ju or zhòu. Just as I mentioned before, Zhu comes from xiong and Ju actually comes from zhu. They used to be the same character. The only difference is on the left. When people no longer prayed at the altar, something changed. So, What's on the left? This radical is mouth, the way out. Some people believe it's a ritual vessel. 祝 is a silent prayer, offered in the heart, whispered at the altar. 咒, on the other hand, is a loud prayer, spoken out almost like a curse. Over time, 咒 became associated with curses, especially through the compound 咒诅 or 诅咒, and took on its darker meaning. That makes sense. Even in the Bible, Jesus says, pray to your Father in secret. Compared to pray for blessing, 祝, the character 咒 means pray for disaster, put a curse. So what is on the left? You can find the answer in the comic book Jujutsu Kaisen, manga volume 1, page 27. It's the negative energy that flows out of people. It's a curse. So it's a dark spell, a curse, a disaster from the mouth. And that fits perfectly with the original form of this kanji. A mouth loudly speaking powerful words, whispers, chants, and evocations into the world. 祝 and 咒 are like the two sides of the same coin. What was once prayer becomes curse. That's the beauty of Chinese characters. If there's a character you are curious about, drop it in the comments. Before you go, I want to show you something interesting. This Chinese character, Wu, means female sorcerer, or as we say, witch. In ancient Chinese oracle bone script, its shape is based on the tools used by witches. It looks like this. Another one is how the altar originally looked in the Chinese oracle bone script. Seriously?